Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm MJ with Spilling Teas, and today I wanted to do something a little more meaningful for Black History Month. So instead of dedicating a shirt to our beloved ancestors, I decided to introduce the unmentioned women who played big, significant roles in Black history who I resonate with. Last year, I honored Rosa Parks. I briefly wrote about her on my Instagram page, how I felt about her. But when I go back and reread the stories of these heroic women, I think about what they did and how it's helping us today. And I know we owe them so much more. So, this is me doing my part to give honor to these women and to help educate those who may not know about them. So, please grab a cup of coffee, throw your headphones on, and join me while I run through the life of Mrs. Anna Murray Douglas. Let's begin, shall we? Anna Murray was born around 1813, supposedly in Denton, Caroline County, Maryland, to two former slaves, Bambara and Mary Murray. According to her daughter, Anna's parents were previously owned by Governor Spriggs. Anna was the seventh child of 12 children. Seven were born enslaved and four were born free. Anna was the first of the last four to be born free. In 1832, at 17 years old, Anna and four of her siblings applied for certificates of freedom, which they were granted so they could leave the state and have an opportunity to find work. Anna arrived in Baltimore and found work at the home of a wealthy white French family. It was then she met an enslaved man, Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey, whom she would later marry. So here's how it all started. Frederick, like Anna, was from Maryland's East Shore, where slavery was alive and prospering. While Frederick was enslaved and hired out in Baltimore, he was at his wits' end with a slave breaker and overseer named Mr. Covey. Covey had a reputation that was at stake and used Frederick as an example by beating the crap out of him every chance he got. One day, while working in the field in the blazing heat, Frederick passed out. When Covey found him, he began to beat him again, worsening his condition, causing blood to drip from his head. Frederick promised himself not to ever let this happen again. Idiotically, Covey tried him again, and Frederick fought back. He fought back to the point Covey never touched him again. Frederick wrote in a memoir, quote, "This battle with Mr. Covey was the turning point in my career as a slave. It rekindled the few expiring embers of freedom and revived within me a sense of my own manhood. It recalled the departed self-confidence and inspired me again with a determination to be free." End quote. Later on, Frederick Bailey met a free black woman whom he fell in love with. This love he had for her motivated him even more to become a free man. This love was Anna. Anna first met Frederick Bailey through mutual friends at the East Baltimore Improvement Society, an organization of free blacks who promoted literacy. The two became friends, and Anna agreed to help Frederick escape from slavery. Anna supplied him with documents, a train ticket, a sailor's uniform that she had access to from being a laundress for his disguise, and she even sold her feather bed to provide him cash and pay the expenses for his escape. When Bailey fled Baltimore for New York on September 3rd, 1838, he wrote a letter to Anna informing her of his safe arrival. Bailey took on the alias Frederick Douglass, and Anna joined him in New York 11 days later. Anna Murray married Frederick Douglass in a ceremony presided over by another former slave and fugitive from Maryland named Reverend James W.C. Pennington on September 15, 1838. Now the Douglasses, the young couple, relocated to New Bedford, Massachusetts, where they both worked with the Anti-Slavery Society in Lynn and Boston, Massachusetts. Together, they bore 5 children. Anna earned her living as a laundress, housekeeper, and cobbler. That's a person who mends shoes. To support her family, Anne was earning a decent income for someone so young. She also took an active role in the Boston Female Anti-Slavery Society. They left Massachusetts and moved their family to Rochester, New York. Anna was often left alone while her husband was gone for long periods of time during his exile and various speaking engagements. Anna became one of the first agents to work with the Underground Railroad and made her home a comfortable passing spot, providing food, board, and clean linen for hundreds of fugitive slaves passing through on their way to Canada. It was said that she was judged harshly for not being a part of the abolitionist movement in the same way her husband was, but her increasing family and household duties claimed much of her time. So Anna stayed behind the scenes, still supporting her husband while he was away, taking care of the children, and working and saving her money to help her husband purchase their last home in Washington, D.C., where they lived for the remainder of their lives. In 1882, Anna became ill when she was stricken with paralysis. She died August 4th, 1882, at Cedar Hill and was buried at Graceland Cemetery in Washington, D.C. She was eventually reinterred at Mount Hope Cemetery in Rochester, New York, where her husband was later laid to rest next to her after his passing. They were married for 44 years. In later years, there was a women's club named in her honor, the Anna Murray Douglass Women's Christian Temperance Union. I hope after listening to this documentary that you will find someone from Black history to resonate with. Learn from them. Feel what they may have felt and let it motivate or change you to be better for yourself and for the world. You can see the links to my findings, research, and photo credits listed below, along with the links to purchase either hoodie or shirt that I made of Mrs. Anna. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, have a wonderful day.